Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Give me just 1 second to bring you guys all up. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay. I'll give you guys a minute to get on here. I've been working hard today. I'm pretty tired. I look pretty tired. I have had a lot of irons in the fire today. I went ahead and worked on this basket, and so, hi Mickey. So yesterday, this was the bunny that I put on yesterday, and his legs came off and he was a little wonky, so I think I fixed the legs and got this one on today, and the border on, and some little greenery. And so we've got some touch-ups to do on here, and then we're going to dry brush it. And I've got a couple of different techniques to share with you, so let's get started. I'm going to start by using Dixie Belle paint in soft pink. This is a really beautiful pink. And let's see. This will be a good one. So let me put the camera down. And I didn't get it reversed yet. I have to check back with my group and ask them again how I need to do that. So I'm just dampening my brush, and I'm going to paint all of the pieces, all the molds that we added on. I'm just going to paint over all of that. Just give it one good coat. And where I did the little patchwork, I'll be painting over that. This basket, I think, has turned out super cute. I really like it. And I worked on a project today that's going to be a project for next week, and I am super excited about that one too. But I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. And I realized today what I did wrong with these molds yesterday is when I was molding them yesterday, I just kind of like wet my finger and ran it over the edge of the mold just to clean up the edges. And that left too much moisture on the clay, and then when the clay came to room temperature, it just softened the clay. So when I did these molds today, of course I didn't repeat the error, and they popped out really easily. And the second thing that I did is I should have popped the molds immediately after taking them out of the freezer, and I let them sit, and I let them sit on purpose so they would soften for me to add them onto the piece. Well, the combination of that, letting them sit and soften, and adding water to them, that was like a double whammy. So I won't do that again. But that's what the issue was yesterday. This soft pink is so pretty. I'm trying to get comments up over here. Hi, Pam. So it's been a crazy day. The guys that were installing my artificial turf finished it today, and oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I did post pictures of how pretty it turned out. They did such a good job, and they were such a nice crew. Really nice. Okay, and then the border. And I had planned on going over to Hobby Lobby today to get some greenery to put in this basket, but it just didn't happen today. I'll run over there and I'll just post a picture of it. This laptop, or I'm going to have to go out and come back in, I think. I'm not seeing comments. Okay. So this was a little tricky here because the basket, this overlaps on here and it kind of sticks up. But I think when I get greenery in it, it won't even be noticeable. I think this trim is really sweet on this basket. And it's a simple project to do. It was just a little time consuming with the molds, but nothing complicated. And actually the molds went real fast today. Hi, Kathy. The glue I used dries really yellow. So I keep seeing little specks of it here and there. Okay, and I'm going to give it another quick coat just on the inside lip of this. Just so it has a more finished look. I have a beautiful project for next week. I prepped it today. I'm excited to show it to you guys. I'm teaching a private class for a group that I'm a part of. And it's just like the resin class that I have. If you guys are still interested in the resin class, you can still get in on it. It's pinned to the top of my page. That's a great class. And I have a new class. I need to do a post about it. I have a new class that is the chair decoupage class, and that's up on my website. So if you're interested in learning how to decoupage a chair, you want to definitely get into that class. I need to get a post up about it. There's just not enough hours in the day. Okay, so that has a nice finished look to it. And it'll have greenery in it. Oh shoot, you know, you just put the brush in and then you see a spot you've missed. Never fails. Hi, Becky. Becky, I am exhausted today. I really am. Oh, I've just had too much going on. Just knocked a jar of paint over here. How are you doing, Becky? Okay, there were a couple of spots I just saw. As soon as you throw your brush in the water, then you see these spots. You guys are quiet today. I guess you're exhausted too? Boy, I need to do some decluttering for sure. For sure. Okay, I'm going to throw my brush in the water again and see what happens. This jar is so hard to close. It's got some dried paint up at the top. It makes it hard to screw on. This is why I don't shake my jars anymore, because you always get that mess on them, and then they're really hard to clean or really hard to open. Both. Okay. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different methods to dry brush your piece. And I've got, let's see, here it is. I better dry that first. Hi, Deborah. I'm not getting all of my comments over here. I'm gonna try it again. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I'm going to show you the waxing first. And so this is Dixie Belle wax in white. And the wax comes in black and brown and white and clear and gray, I think, are all the wax colors. And they come in 4-ounce containers, and then this is a 10-ounce container. And I'm telling you, the wax goes a long, long ways. So you don't need to have, like, unless you're doing a lot of furniture, you don't need to have a big thing like that with your wax in it. And then I'm going to show you two ways. So I'm taking a stiff brush, and these are good brushes to have on hand. I use these quite often. This is from Michaels. It's a number 4 Simply Simon's brush, and it's a stiff bristle, and I have flat ones and round ones, and I use them really often. And so you can take the white wax and you're just going over the highlights, so you still see the pink underneath. And you can do the whole basket like this. And it's very subtle, but you can make it brighter. Like if we want to make it whiter there, just go back over it again. That's one way to do it. And that's a real easy way to get a subtle dry brush on. The other way is to take Dixie Belle cotton or whatever other color you want to be contrasting with whatever your project is. And again, a stiff brush. This one's a round. It's the same manufacturer. It's a number 4 round. And just dip into your paint. I did do the molds, Becky. I did them in yesterday's live and then finished them today because it takes some time. Okay, so then you just take the brush, and this is the white chalk paint. And again, you just go over. So I dip into it, wipe a little bit of it off on my paper towel, and just go over the tops of it. You don't want to, you're not painting on here, you're just getting the high spots. That's all you're doing. So let me show you what it looks like on these little leaves. It's a beautiful technique and super easy to do. This whole technique is easy to do because the whole thing is just painted one solid color. So let's go ahead and do our little bunny down here. And I'm not adding any other colors to this. It's just going to be the soft pink and then either the white wax or the cotton. And it's better to go light. You can always darken it back up. Thanks, Becky. Yeah, the molds are the IOD molds. These are from last year, but they're probably still available. The only ones that really sell out fast are usually the Christmas ones. There's some texture on the fur on here, but not a whole lot of texture. But by dry brushing it like this, you kind of pick up the texture. And I'm going to fill this with some like soft, ferny green. I know what I want to fill it with, and I just have to get over to Hobby Lobby and get it picked up. So hopefully I can get over there tomorrow. Isn't that cute? I see some more glue peeking through there. That glue doesn't dry transparent, it dries real yellow. And I thought I'd gotten all of the spots. Where did I just see it? I'm just going to leave my brush out in case I find some more. Lots of little nooks and crannies. Okay, so back in the white, wipe it back a little bit, and then with a light touch, just go over the high spots. And you do need to have a nice stiff brush to do this. And this technique is called dry brushing. So what projects are you guys all working on? I know it's only February and I'm working on Easter, but boy, it comes really fast. I mean, I was working on Christmas stuff early too, and I still had a whole bunch of Christmas projects I never even got to. So I'm trying to get a little bit of a head start here. Now, like I said, you can use the wax or the paint, whichever you're most comfortable with. I think they're both easy. There's a spot there that just needs more paint. More pink. And some of that glue. Oh, I just dipped in the wrong one. I knew I'd do that. And you're supposed to be dry brushing, so you don't want to have a wet brush, but it'll be okay. But this isn't inexpensive. This is like a little wooden berry basket. Somebody had them on Marketplace, and I went and bought a bunch of them. They weren't expensive at all. I've done Christmas projects with them. I've done 4th of July projects with them. So the guys working on my yard, putting down the artificial turf, they finished this afternoon. I posted pictures of it. It turned out really, really pretty. I'm so happy with it. Okay, this was the poor bunny that lost his legs yesterday. I patched him up. It's not a perfect patch, and I'm going to be real careful about highlighting the patching. The other bunny came out fine. But I figure when I put my greenery in here, I'll put a vine or something down that will help camouflage. Poor little bunny. Give him a really white little tail. Thanks, Maria. It's such a relief to have it done. You know, I procrastinated about spending the money getting it done. But then when I added up what it cost me for having it reseeded every year with winter grass and lawn and maintenance, my backyard is still real grass, and I don't mind taking care of my backyard, and I'm not going to fall off the yard. I mean, my front yard is elevated, and it's like if I fall off pushing the lawnmower around or not paying attention to where I am, that's 4 or 5 feet down. So, and paying a lawn service to come do it is expensive. So when I just add it all up over time, I was like, just do it. And it comes with a 10-year warranty. And I'll tell you, the guys that did it were the nicest, friendliest, most helpful. I would highly recommend that company. They were recommended to me by my daughter because she just had a pool put in, and in the process of all the equipment coming in to build the pool, it ruined all of the grass, and she has a gigantic backyard. It's like probably a quarter of an acre. It's a really big backyard, and so she had to start all over from scratch. And this is the same company, only she had real grass put in hers, but they did such a nice job. She, recommended that I reach out to them, and they did a really nice job on mine. Okay, so at this point, you just kind of go around and make sure you've got it highlighted the way you want. I think I'm going to do this little band that's going around here. Yeah, it needed that. So you guys are quiet today. I'm missing all my talkers today. Oh, I just dipped in the pink again. Done that twice now. Okay, and then just take a look at it and see if there's any spots you want to highlight. And this soft pink like this would be super cute in a little girl's room. So all I'm doing now is just going back over and just looking to see if there's any spots that I want to highlight. And that's it, you guys. What do you think? Hi, Candy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Nanette. There's more of you on here than what my iPad is showing. I don't know why it does that. Sorry I didn't say hello earlier. So that's it. Pretty easy project. So let me close up this paint and I'll show you. I changed molds. I'll show you what I changed to. Okay, so I was originally this is a I'm pretty sure this is a Prima mold. This one. Let me see if something design. Oh, redesign. Yeah, redesign by Prima. So this is the bunny. And I had used these yesterday, but even today, taking them out of the freezer, they just come apart. They're cute. And I thought about using them separately and I could just put them together. But I went through my molds again and decided to use, I love this mold. This is an IOD mold and I've done lots of things with this, and this is one of my favorite molds. There are so many cool things you can do with this mold. But for the little branches that are coming off on there, I used this one and then these up here and the little ones here. And that, so this is the mold that I used that with. And then this is an IOD too. And this is a great mold because there's so many trim pieces on here. But the one that I use today is this one right here. And then, of course, I use the FormFlex compound and just put them in and then popped them in the freezer and left them in there for about 20 minutes. And then they just literally fell out on, just turned them over on the table and they just fell out. Where yesterday, I'll show you what I did yesterday. So let's see. Okay. So I put it all in here nice and neat, and then I just wanted clean edges. So I just dipped my finger in the water and just wiped around the edges, and that left too much water on here, too much moisture. And then I stuck them in the freezer, and then when I got them out of the freezer, I let them sit here because I wanted to be able to mold them onto my piece. And when they came back to room temperature, that moisture that was there made them soft, made them icky. And this wasn't really a good piece. I've used this piece before and it just falls apart. So, and you can use them individually. I mean, I could use them, but not as like a vine. So I'll just, the nice thing about the FormFlex compound is you can make up your molds and put them in a plastic container. This has been several months ago. And if you put them in a plastic container, they're still flexible. Like this is still flexible. I can still bend this piece. So, and if I had looked in here, I had some of those pieces that I just made in here. And then you just store them in between parchment paper in a sealed tight container. In fact, I might as well just put these in here now. These are even somewhat flexible, not real flexible, but they're still bendable and flexible. Maybe if I heated them up, they would be more so. But that FormFlex is really cool stuff. And I did put the link. I really like using the FormFlex. I don't like the air dry clays at all because they all crack. No matter what you do, they crack. I don't care what anybody says, they crack. So I don't use any air dry clay, and I haven't for years. And then the amazing clay, I have some of that here on the table. Creative paper clay. I like this one, and this one doesn't crack up. Jennifer, you love the FormFlex too? Yeah, that's my preference, is the FormFlex. If you need something that's going to be bendable and shapeable to your piece, you need to use a clay. And if you need a piece that it's okay if it stays rigid and hard, then resin is great. Like, this is resin. So it just depends on what your project is and how you're going to use it. But for these, and I haven't gotten to them, this was another one of those Christmas projects I never made it to. These are little wooden cookie molds. Isn't that cute? And I never got to them at Christmas time. I was going to make ornaments out of them. But it's like they've got birds and flowers. And so I was just looking at them the other day, and it was like, well, shoot, I could make those for spring and for Easter. So, and I don't know if the FormFlex, I could try the FormFlex in these. I think I will try it and see how it works. I was going to use the creative paper clay, but I think I'll try it with the FormFlex and see how that turns out. What the heck? What the heck? I'll see. So, does anybody have any questions about anything? Because I finished a little bit early today. I was very well prepared today. No questions? Okay, you guys, well then I'm just gonna say goodbye. That's all I got for you today. Let me see my iPad if there's, nope, it hasn't even, oh yeah, it finally just updated, but no new questions. So you guys, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. I come back on here every Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. And I hope you'll come back again next week. Bye.